Hi everyone, good evening. Guys, please confirm if you can hear me, and also if you have any query from the last session, put here in the chat box. I will wait for 5 minutes. Okay, so I don't see any question. Guys, can you please confirm if you can hear me? Okay, fine. So today we will be discussing about the front-end library, which is React library. Okay, we will see all the basic things from the React library. Before we start, I would like to inform you, you should have a IDE installed. You should have Node.js installed in your system. Okay, and any IDE of your choice, like Visual Studio Code. So let me share my screen now. Okay, guys, can you see my screen? Is my screen visible? So let's talk few things about React. First of all, React is a front-end library. It's not a framework. It's a JavaScript library which you can use for building reusable components. Okay. React is specifically used for creating single-page web applications. So basically, this React is created and maintained by Facebook, and it has huge community. Apart from that, there are various advantages of using React. So like React is declarative, efficient, and a flexible JavaScript library. It is open source and it uses components in order to create your UI elements. So like what does it mean by like declarative is basically take an example like if you want to gift your friend or anyone, your partner, a sketch, what you will do, you will simply go to the artist to draw that specific sketch. Okay. Now you will just let's say you will just give image of that person like yeah, this is what we want. Okay. So you will just tell that artist that I want this particular thing, and now it's on artist how to do that. Okay. This is what a declarative approach is. Similarly, for React also, you just have to tell that what you should do. Actual UI will be created by React. Like React will handle how to render the components and how to update anything within your DOM. Okay, and that is why we say React is a declarative. And then component based, we will see the example of components. One more like most important point about React is it uses virtual DOM instead of the real DOM. So like basically, let's say if something changes in your application, okay, some of the state or something is changing, what React do is like instead of manipulating directly the real DOM, because real DOM manipulations are very expensive, because like uh, even if there is a single updation needed, it recalculates everything. So real DOM manipulation is very expensive operation. So to handle that, React uses virtual DOM. Virtual DOM will be just like a copy of your real DOM, which will be stored, which will be kept in your memory. And what happens is once something changes in your web page, some state changes, React compares the virtual DOM with the real DOM, and it updates only the things which were updated in your virtual DOM in the real DOM. Okay. This entire process is also known as reconciliation. Okay. So that is the biggest advantage of React.js, that it uses virtual DOM. Now, as I told you at the beginning of the session itself, you will need to have Node.js installed in your system, and also one IDE. Rest things, how to create the React app, that we will see now. So do you have any query till now? Is it low? Okay, let me check. Okay, is it better now, guys? Hello? DOM is document object model. We have discussed about document object model in the last session. That is nothing but a DOM. Okay. Any other question apart from this? Okay. So, guys, can you please confirm if you have Node.js installed in your computers and also VS Studio Code? Please confirm if you have it. You don't have, okay. Uh, okay, guys, in this case, I will share one document link with you. I have like mentioned every link over there, like from where you can get your VS Code, where you should install, like from where you can install Node.js. Okay. The links I have mentioned in that document, I will quickly share it. Just give me a second. Okay. In this document, you will find almost all the links. Okay. So those who don't have Node.js, kindly install it because we will need that. So now I will show you how you can basically create and install React in your project. So for that reason, what I did is I have created a separate folder. Okay. So inside this folder, I will create the React app. So I'm opening it with Visual Studio. Okay. Open your terminal. Okay. The command for creating a React application is npx space create hyphen react hyphen app, and then give some name to your project. So let's say this is our first project. So you can say first project, enter. This command will install everything that your project will need. Okay. Along with the node modules as well. It will take some time. So let it load. In the meantime, you guys can also run this command in your project. And those who don't have Node.js installed, please continue with that installation. Okay. So yeah, I guess it's done almost. Okay, it's done. Now see what will happen when you execute all these things is, if you see, it created a project called first project because that's the name that I gave. Inside this, there is a proper folder structure. Okay, so you have all the node modules that you will need. This will be installed automatically when you run this npx command. Then there is a public folder, source folder, okay, and the other files are there. So let's understand this folder structure. So the node modules, as I told, this will be created using that create react command. Coming to this file package.json, this one, package.json. This file includes all the dependencies and scripts. So if you open it, here you can also see the version of the React that you are using. So all the dependencies you can find over here. All the scripts are also there. Then we have package log.json. All the installation related things you can find in the package log file. Okay. As of now, will not do any change, like will not touch these files at all. Okay. Next, we have this public folder. Inside public folder also, we have, like, these are just the simple images. We have manifest.json file. Again, will not deal with this file. Then there is index.html. Okay. Index.html, this is the only HTML file that we will have in our project. Okay. So basically, React will control the UI using this index.html file only. Here I just want to show you one element. Okay. You can see there is one element called div and ID of this element is root. Okay. As I told you, like there is only one HTML file called index.html that our project will have. So basically, using this element only, React will render all your components. That was about the public folder. Then in the source folder, you have lot of things. Okay, this is the CSS file, JavaScript file. Okay, again CSS, then index.js. Now coming to this app.js, this is a component. We will discuss about component in detail. For now, just understand this. This is the CSS file for that very specific component. Then, yeah, this is important thing. Index.js. If you can see over here, where is that? Yeah, React DOM dot create root. If you can see this line, we are trying to select that element whose ID is root, which we have just seen in the HTML file. Correct? That div was having the ID root. So basically we are selecting that component and see root.render. So basically we are trying to render different components in that div element. Okay. So here you can see we have something called app. So app is name of our component that we are trying to render on the page. So let's quickly see the output of this particular thing. So to run your application, the command is, first of all, you should navigate to your project folder using cd change directory command. And command to run this particular project is npm space start. Okay. So you can see our code is compiled successfully, and open the browser. Okay, so this is our app component which is rendered on the page. Now just to show you, if you go to your app.js file and you make some changes over here. So let's say I'm removing all these things and instead I'm just writing a heading, my first project. Okay, just save it. Okay, you can see the change. So basically that app component is rendered, React is rendering the app component on the on your particular web page. Is there any question as of now? Guys, is there any question on how to set up the React on your in your project? Guys, yes or no? Something. Am I audible? Command is not working. Mm, please recheck your command. It will work. Maybe you're like writing something wrong. Maybe hyphens are missing. Even in your project name as well, you cannot use the capital casing. If you're directly copying that command from this file, I guess there is mistakenly I have wrote uh, capital N. Kapil, can you tell me what is the error that you are getting? Okay, perfect. Yes, Kapil, can you tell me the error? NPX is not recognized. Okay. I don't think there is any other. I hope you have Node.js in your system Okay. There is no other dependency actually, but still let me check. Okay, okay. You installed it, but have you added it in the environment variable? Because that is the only reason. If you have Node.js, npx command should work. Please check your path variable. You should add path of the Node.js in your environment variables. Like when you open it, environment. Okay, you get this option. Okay, click on environment variables. In path, you should add path of your Node.js. Once that is done, it will work. Okay, others. Okay, okay, let's go to this Node.js site first. Okay, I hope you downloaded the Node.js from here, like according to your system, like 32-bit or 64-bit. Once that is done, install it properly. After installation, what you should do is copy the path of that Node.js and search for edit system environment variables in the search bar. Click on environment variables option. Okay, path. Click on new or edit. Let's say okay. And here click on new, add path of the Node.js. Click on OK. If you want, I will add that in. Okay, I'll update that thing in this file as well. Okay, so shall I move on to next point now? What about others? Jerusha, the same issue. You also have the same issue. I guess you don't have Node.js installed, right? Install it and then it will work. Okay, guys, shall I explain you the next point? Okay, great, Sai. No such file or a directory. npm not being able to find a file. Jerusha, this particular error you are getting for npm start or anything? For which command it is giving this error? Okay, npx react app first project. Oh, okay. Simple thing. First of all, run a command called npm install and check. see if that works. Are you sure you have Node.js installed in your system? In UPX. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. And make sure you also have like mention the path in your environment variables, path of your Node.js. You did that too. Okay. Okay, I'll have to check this then. What is the error code? 4058. App data roaming npm. Not being able to find a file. Okay. Okay, Jerusha, I'll have to check this error. I'll get back to you on this point. Or else you can also search it on Google. Try to get a solution for this. There is something missing in your installation. Some mistake will be there. Do you also have like the previous older version of Node.js? Sometimes that also happens. But the issue is for sure in like something related to your Node.js installation. Do it properly and it should work. Okay. So now I'm moving on to the next point. This is the React features I have listed already over here. JSX components, okay, one-way data binding, virtual DOM, simplicity, performance. Just few of the features are there. So what is JSX? JSX basically means JavaScript XML. In simple terms, you can say JSX allows you to write HTML code in a JavaScript file. That is the simple like understanding of JSX. So it makes it easier to write and add the HTML in React. Okay, and why it is easy is if you see this example, if you are not using JSX, this is how you will have to create a element, create any HTML element, okay, and add it into the React DOM. Okay, so you will have to use like react dot create element, add your elements, like you want to add h1, okay, and I do not use JSX. This is the content that you are adding in the h1. After that, you can render this particular element in your root component, sorry, the root element. Okay, so the syntax, Let's say you are trying to add some nested things. This syntax will be very complicated. Okay, it will get very complex. But if you do the same thing using JSX, simple. This is how you can do it. Okay, just simply write your HTML code in your JavaScript file. We will see this. We will see this example. But before that, we'll understand what is a component. Component is, yeah, components are nothing but the reusable bits of code. Okay, and simple terms, component is your simple JavaScript function. Okay, so when you see this app.js file, okay, you can see the extension is JS. It means it's a JavaScript file. So component is nothing but a simple JavaScript function. It is a reusable bits of code. So basically you are like trying to create a structure of something, and wherever you need this specific structure, you need this specific component, you can just reuse it, you can just render it. So let's say I'm creating a component. So for that I'll create a separate folder, and inside this, let's say I'm creating hello.js. One common practice that we follow is we always name our component names will always start with a capital casing. Okay, and that's why for the files also we usually follow this naming convention only. Okay, simple. Why we use like capital casing for the component is nothing but, you can see in this we are also adding HTML elements. Okay, so how React is able to identify which is our component and which is a HTML element based on this casing only. Okay, whatever you see in the lowercase, that is your HTML elements. If you see something in the uppercase, something starting with uppercase, it means that's a React component. Okay, so simple over here, we are creating a function in JavaScript. So function name is hello. Okay, over here you can simply return uh, let's say I'm just trying to add welcome. That's it. Now if you want to render this component like on any specific part of your page, let's say after this I want to call that component, so I will say hello. Okay, this is the component that I want to call. It will result in an error and it says hello is not defined. Okay, because there is one thing that we are missing over here. We are not exporting, we are not exporting this particular component. If you don't export it, you will not be able to import it in any other file. Okay, so let's say first of all I will add a export default line over here. Okay, so we want to export this component, and now this time let's add it again, hello. Okay, you can see the import statement appeared automatically. And if you see your page, okay, see it rendered your React component, welcome Jack. If you call it one more time, here also you can see. So any number of times you can render your component, and wherever you want it, you can render it. Any question in the React component, guys? Yes, anyone, is there any question in like how you can create a component? This was very simple component, but still, do you have any question? Guys, are you there? If you don't have any question, please try to create a component, export it, and render it in your app.js. I will give 5 minutes to perform particular thing. Okay, guys, shall I move on to next point? I will take just one more point and then we will end the class. Next part we will see in the next session. Okay, so now next, okay, guys, in React we have two types of components. Okay, one is class component, and the latest we have these function components. Please go through these topics in detail, okay, because there will be a lot of interview questions will be asked based on class component and function component. What is the difference and which is better? So please go through this point. The one which we saw just now, that was a function component. Next we will talk about props. So props are basically the arguments that we can pass to a React component. Now the values for this argument can be passed via HTML attributes. Okay, so basically props are used to pass the data from one component to the other. So take an example. Let's say over here I want to give a different name every time. So I will make use of an attribute. Let's say name equals, and I am using Pratiksha. Okay. Over here I want to display a name called, let's say Pratik. Okay. Okay. Even this is compiled, but you won't see any difference over here. Okay. There is no difference on the page. So from here you are passing the attribute called name, but how that hello component will catch this, and that is where props are useful. Those are just arguments that we can use. So this will take props. Okay. And over here you will have to use curly braces, and from this props you should access that name. Okay, because prop is basically using props you can also pass like a entire object, not just a single value, but object also you can pass. So see, when you do this, okay, you can see I'm getting exactly the names that I was passing from my app component. So this is the use of a prop. You can pass the data from one component to another. Any question in the props, guys? I guess many of you are facing issue with the installation. So I will not take more topics today. We'll stop here only. What I want is please guys install all the things properly, create the React application, and then practice the things which I mentioned. And also go through the topic of components in detail, function and the class component. So if there is any question that you have, please let me know. And for the installation related stuff, what I will do, I will update that document. I will add like proper steps of how you should install Node.js in the system. Okay. So that you won't face any issue in future as well. So guys, do you have any question or shall I end this session? I'll also share this link. This is the PPT. Okay, guys. So I don't see any question. So I'm ending the class. Now we will meet on Friday, 5 p.m. Okay. Make sure you have everything installed correctly in your system till Friday. Thank you for joining. Bye. Good night.